morning! How's it going? It's a beautiful Monday today. I hope that this autofocus is working, because I'm working and you need to catch up. How's it going? Today is laundry day. If you know me, it's my favorite day of the week. I love a good laundry moment. So I'm just getting together my apartment to clean that stuff. I'm trying a new hairstyle today too. I don't think it's working. I saw it on TikTok. Fun fact about me, I don't have the TikTok app. I have a complete aversion to using apps because I don't allow myself fun. I give myself like an inch, that's about it. But I will log on to the TikTok like main portal on my computer and watch that. And I'll also watch compilations of TikToks on YouTube. So really, what's the use of not going on it? But I just don't want to get addicted. I've thought about making a TikTok for booktube, like for talking about books, and I know I probably should. I just don't know. I have such an addictive personality. It's ridiculous. I could doom scroll till the day I die unless I'm actively doing something else. Like I have to be active to get my brain out of that place. I don't know. That's why I don't have Instagram. I've also thought about making an Instagram for booktube. I don't know. Let me know if that's something that you guys would want to see. Just thoughts. Just basic thoughts going through my head lately. Oh, but yes, I've totally digressed. I saw this on TikTok, this hairstyle. I have no idea what the back of it looks like. So right now I'm kind of using you as a mirror to see maybe what it looks like. I don't think it looks great. I don't think it does, but it's going with the floral dress that we're working with. It's giving a little bit of wizard, floral wizard. Anyway, whoop! Oh my god, I almost dropped you. Oleg would murder me. Let me sit you down. So, really not sure how this is gonna work for me. But I just want to let you know, I finished reading the stories of Breece, DJ, Pancake. This was really heartbreaking. Really, really heartbreaking. Not sure how else to describe this. I was unaware of this author before I picked this up, but this is the only piece of writing that he's published as far as like an actual book. This is the only book that he's ever published. He unfortunately passed away at the age of 27. I think 27 or 28. But this was at times very boring. Definitely very boring. It's all short stories. There was no short story above, I don't know, 15, 20 pages. Am I gonna squat right now? I hope this isn't cutting off my head. Am I a floating head? Maybe. It's fine. A lot of these felt a little repetitive after a while, and I think just reading about such depression and such poverty for an extended period of time kind of wears away at you. I think I would have enjoyed reading this a little bit more if it was broken up, if I was reading this as an accompaniment to another book, something a little bit more jolly maybe, and then dipping back into these stories to see how my people of West Virginia are doing. These are all stories centered around West Virginia, which is Pancake's native state. He loves his state of West Virginia, but also can look into the complications of living there and seeing how people are affected by the economy there, the kind of stereotype of living there as well. He tries to shed a light on both the positives and the negatives of living there. I don't know if this is for everyone. Definitely not. I think you have to have an intense desire to really, to really want to focus in on America and the certain demographics of people living there. But there is a niche of people that would love this. I think my dad would love this book. I think outdoors people would love this book. I thought it was good. I thought that his writing is fantastic. That is definitely something that I picked up on this. It's very Ernest Hemingway. I think Joyce Carol Oates compared him to Ernest Hemingway. It's like very tip of the iceberg, right? It's revealing a little bit, but revealing a huge map of a character without telling you too much. So I thought that that fact was great. I can't deny that he's a great writer. I just don't know if I really cared that much about all of the stories, as opposed to, I think if I took my time and broke it up, I would have enjoyed it much more. I think the forewords and the afterwords of his friends that wrote about him and these eulogized versions of their history with him were fantastic, and that I really enjoyed. So that's that. What am I gonna read? This week, I'm gonna read, this is a book I always forget about talking about every time I do any sort of book TBR or book haul. Barrel Fever, David Sedaris. I just wanna read something easy. I wanna read something fun, American, I don't care. All of his little short, haha funny stories. So there's that. I'm gonna read while I do my laundry. I am totally having a Knit Girl moment when I read during my laundry, because I definitely don't have anything else to do. Oh, I also want to say thank you so much to everybody that has purchased some books. Those are some fun ones. Look at the packaging is getting better. I'm so proud of myself. That's a jacket that Oleg and I have sold. Oleg and I sell a lot of our clothes online because we just really love to get rid of stuff, but I need to ship those packages out, so thank you so much to everybody that's purchased. I will catch up with you guys a little later. Dodgeball's on HBO, if you didn't know. Now you know. How is it going? It's a new day. It's about 2 days after I first started filming. Well, it's Wednesday, and it was Monday when I last filmed, so the progress of life has continued. I have been reading. Things are going well. This has been a really nice and productive week so far. So far, so Gucci. Oh, I forgot to mention that I was actually listening to what I talk about when I talk about running by Haruki Murakami, one of my all-time favorites, one of the only books that I've actually physically downloaded on my phone and can listen to whenever I want. This is such a easy, great book to read, and this is now my second time rereading it, or re-listening to it, I should say. Every single time that I encounter it, I get something amazing out of it, and this time was no different. While Haruki Murakami was running a 62-mile marathon in about 10 hours, I was deep cleaning my apartment. I'm in my Cinderella era. Now, if there's something you should know about me, I'm actually a frantic cleaner. I love cleaning my house. I will volunteer to clean other people's houses. I have no problem. That's just who I am. I forgot to mention that yesterday, Oleg and I went to go get massages, a couple's massage, because we're a romantic couple. I've been suffering with some major back pains. It's where I hold a lot of my stress. I get very hunched up like this. So I told the guy who was massaging me, I said, just go crazy on me. gotta get those knots out. And he was like, okay. And before I knew it, I was just getting absolutely pulverized by this man's elbows, feet. I don't know what he was doing back there, but I can tell you she's mobile now. So while Mama may be working, at least she's getting paid for it. And Oleg and I are getting ready to go on a month-long cross-country road trip. I think we're gonna make it out to Montana and then kind of go down to some southern states and go up. I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. If you live in literally any state aside from New York, give me your recommendations of what to see. I mean, if there's like a standout recommendation, maybe we'll hit that state. Oleg and I have gone cross country before. I've gone twice now, and this will be my third time. I've been to a lot of states. I think I've been to 43 states? Yeah, maybe. Yes, I think so. So I've seen quite a bit, but I always love to see what people are passionate about in their states and to see if I can add that to our list of what we want to do. Lots of hiking, lots of camping, things like that. What else is going on? I'm reading Barrel Fever. This is hilarious. I'm always taken aback by how similar my sense of humor is to David Sedaris. Definitely not unique. He's a multi-time bestseller, so obviously other people resonate with his idea and voice as well. So I'm not unique, that's for sure. I love this though. Definitely a lot of things have probably aged not so well, but I also think that's what makes him so snarky and not cruel in his humor, but just so like, oh my God, Lucinda, did you hear what he was saying about us? That's kind of what I imagine somebody named Lucinda to be gossiping with her friend about his writing. That's kind of how his writing feels to me. It feels very gossipy, and I love it. About halfway through, that's kind of that, guys. That's kind of that. I'll see you, I don't know, in the next check-in. She's been completed. And I'm not talking about the book. I finished Barrel Fever by David Sedaris. This was very easy. I looked forward to reading this book. I loved getting up in the morning, having my coffee, and just sitting and chortling. Doing a little chortle. Morning chortle. There's a word we don't use enough. Chortle. Chortle. On a chortled. Chortles. Chortle. I'm gonna put on my jordals and do a little chortle. Anyway. This was really funny. Per usual, I love David Sedaris. I think that we would get along swimmingly, though I feel like he would ignore me and absolutely avert his eyes from any sort of attention that I would try to give him, because that seems like the type of person that he is. But he also is the type of person where you feel like you can diagnose exactly what type of person he is when you really probably can't. This was some of his young stories, right? This was published in 1994. Wow. Interesting. I didn't realize that. I thought it was even later. The way that this book is set up is it's stories at first, so fictional stories, and then essays in the back. This actually has Santaland Diaries in it, which I wasn't aware of, which is probably what put David Sedaris on the map. I never actually read the entirety of Santaland Diaries, so that was really great. And if you're curious about what Santaland Diaries is, it's about David Sedaris moving to New York City and becoming a Macy's elf for the holiday season, just bringing holiday joy and chortles to everybody that comes in. Really great, really snarky, really just bleak, but great in its own way. Sedaris's humor is pretty timeless. Very American humor, I would say. Just pinpointing a particular group of people and just going in on these very specific situations. I don't know what I'm going to read next week. Not at all, and I like to remain a mystery. I also realized when I was going over my footage that I barely talked about what I talk about when I talk about running. And I think it's because I've talked about it on this channel before in an old video, which I don't think many people watched, which is fine, you don't have to. I really enjoyed re-listening to that again. I myself am a runner, I'm not a marathon runner by any means, though I do have a friend who's run a marathon, so by proximity to that friendship, I could be. When I talk about running isn't just a physical advocate book by any means. It's just more of using this metaphor for running and tenacity to achieve your goals and phase out distraction and just absolutely focus in on what you need to do. There's just this crazy thing, and I remembered this when I was first listening to the audiobook of it. He used to smoke 60 cigarettes a day, and he quit completely cold turkey, and he started to run marathons. Now, when the book was published, I think in 2008, he had at that point already run 24 marathons. So that's almost 15 years ago. And I'm sure he's run much more since then. Completely amazing achievements from an incredibly prolific writer. I always enjoy my experience with that, and I get something so, not even profound, but just so comforting when I listen to it again. There's that. You guys are wonderful. You're fabulous. My hair was insane this video. I'm giving 2000s beehive right now, but what can you do? Shit happens. You're wonderful. You're fabulous. Thank you so much for being here.